I could turn it back on.
No, it's all good.
Okay.
It's all good. All right, guys. Well, you have a good night.
Have a good night.
Yeah, man. Or yeah, you guys do
All
too.
right. Okay. Thanks for coming on, man. It's always a blast. So.
Yeah, man, it's always fun. Thanks for having me.
All right,
Nice to
man.
meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Oh yeah, that's my sister Martha.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't want to like ruin the flow and be like, we haven't officially met yet, but I kind of know who you are.
It's okay. My husband and my brother didn't introduce me, so whatever.
I just assume that everybody knows who you are because you sort of follow me everywhere. So,
Well, Chris, you should never assume things because you know what that does.
It makes an ass out of you and me. I should know. I know.
And I definitely didn't want to call her Mrs. Oster. I also
Oster,
don't know
yeah.
how to pronounce your last name, so I didn't want to call her that because I feel like that's also weird because like I'm not like a child, I'm like, oh hi, Mrs. Oster, like hello, nice to meet you.
You're not my teacher.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen, hey,
Just like,
hey, listen. You can go full King of the Hill and go do what Cotton Hill goes and go, Chris wife.
He's like, hey, you.
My wife.
Hey, you.
Yeah.
You.
Do you know how many times that's happened to me at work? I'm like, hey, buddy, how are you?
I always just say like man. I'm like, what's up, man? And I just like forget because then I'm too far in the rabbit hole. I'm like, it's been like months and I can't ask you your name again. I don't know your name.
Listen,
I have a neighbor.
Like,
I have a neighbor here. He's lived like next door. Like he lives like downstairs in like over one unit. He's lived here for like 6 years. I see him every day. I've gotten his name a few times. I don't remember it. And I feel so bad.
no,
We don't know any of our
Hey.
neighbors.
Oh yeah, I've had.
We
Yeah,
talk
but
to
that's
them all the
different. You live on a street. We're an apartment building with 8
No,
units.
but like our next door neighbor, we talk to him all the time, and I have no idea what his name is.
Well, I mean, one of my favorite stories of people not knowing my name was when I was working over at Stewart, the heating and air place, and
Did Sam forget your name?
no, but do you remember my uniform? It was that green shirt that had my name
Will?
Chris. And it said Chris on it, and I had a name badge with my face on it that I had to wear on it, and it said my whole name. And then this guy Vade comes up to me, and for almost a year straight, he kept calling me Will. And the funny thing was, I thought it was so hilarious, I never corrected him, and I would just sit there and like kind of like move my shoulder up to show off my name badge. Hey, Will, what's going on? Nothing much, dude.
And finally, he's
And,
like,
yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
I feel like an idiot.
So, no. For like after a year, he comes up to me, and goes, "Hey, hey, I got a question to ask." He goes, "Your name's not Will, is it?" No. He goes. So it's Chris. He goes. I go, yeah. He goes, have I been calling you Will for a long time? And I stare at him blankly, and I go, no.
I had like a I guess like not a youth pastor. He was just like like those volunteers that help out with like youth kid nights, whatever at like church.
Yeah.
I like there was that dude, and I was like in high school, and he thought my name was Cain, like from the Bible. And he called me that for like a year, and I never caught on to it because like though he had like a southern accent. I'm from Georgia, so like it was just like it slurred so much together that it didn't. I never thought he was calling me anything else. And then all of a sudden he said it really pronounced one day, and I was like, "Did you just call me Cain?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's not. Is that not your name? And I'm like, "No." Like, what are you talking about? It's like what? I was so confused. I was like, "Have you been calling me Cain the whole time?" He's like, "Yeah, I thought that was your name." I was like, "Oh my god, I've known you for like a year."
Oh my god. Oh man.
Stupid.
There was one time I went to Starbucks, and this is a Starbucks that I actually ended up working at like a year after this happened at, which is really funny. But I go to the Starbucks and I'm ordering my drink, and the girl who took my order, she goes, "Okay, and your name?" I'm like, "Daniel." Okay. And then I get my drink like however many minutes later. What's written on the cup? D'Angelo. I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. I didn't think much of it. I thought it was funny. It's like, okay, whatever.
Did it say
I go back-
D'Angelo Vickers?
No, thank God. Oh God, no. But then like a week later, I go back. She takes my order again, and this time I go, Dan. Okay. And then I get the cup, Dawn, but Dawn. I'm like, what the hell?
Well,
I feel like some of them just do it on purpose, man. Like
Well,
they have
probably.
to.
well, even Martha, she gets Marta, Maria.
Marta is closer to Martha than
That is very
D'Angelo
true.
is to Daniel.
Growing up, I got like Katie by like substitute teachers or whatever.
Oh my
or
God.
Like, or like Kate, or anytime like Courtney and I will go to fast food places to where like you have to give their name. I always tell them Courtney's name, and she's like, "Why do you do that?" I'm like, "Because for some reason a 4-letter name is really hard for them compared to Courtney, because they'll always get it wrong. Like
They'll
I'll
be
say
like-
like Cade,
They'll be like,
and they're
Cod,
like,
Cod.
yeah, or they're like one time I got Cad, just K-A-D, and I'm like, what?
Oh my God.
And then I got Katie again, and then I've gotten oh my God, I worked in a call center in Alaska for a bank, and I like answered the phone and I was like, "This is Cade, like how can I help you?" And he was like, "Hey, what's going on, Steve?" And I'm like, "Okay,
Steve.
my
Wow.
name is Steve for this call. Sure, like, that's fine." It's so crazy. I'm like, it's a 4-letter name. I don't understand why it's so hard.
We've heard that name before. That's Will's son's name. Daniel.
Who's Wilson?
Will's son.
I know.
Oh.
Wilson.
Oh shit, that's good.
Oh
That's
yeah.
good comedy there. Well,
Well,
I
like a girl I used to date in high school. Her name was Dominique. You probably remember her, Chris. Nikki.
oh yeah, holy shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we remember her.
Yeah, she would go to places and they'd always mess up her name too. But she give the name Nikki. Well, after so many times with her getting her name wrong, she started giving out random names, and those ones would always get spelled right. And her go to was always Dr. Zanzibar, and like that was rightly spelled like 100% of the time. She's
But
like, I don't get
spell
it.
Nikki.
Yeah, they couldn't spell Nikki, but they could spell Dr. Zanzibar.
That's okay. Whenever I got in an argument with somebody at work and they'd be like, "What's your name?" I'd be like, "Jeff."
My name is
Jess.
Jeff.
Jeff.
No, Jess.
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 I fucking love that show. All right. Well, I think that's where we're gonna cut off here. Well, Daniel, Steve, have
No, D'Angelo.
D'Angelo,
and Steve.
okay.
D'Angelo, Steve, have a great night. This is
Yeah.
Will
You guys
signing
too.
off.
Will and Marcy.
All right, Will and Marta.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
All right, guys.
Good
Take
night.
it easy.
Bye.
Have a
Bye,
good one.
guys.
Bye.